a wonderful, extraordinary evening, the Gift of Life Gala. Yeah. Tonight we are celebrating the Gift of Life Silver Anniversary, 25 years of saving lives. And what an incredible turnout we have. There are over 1,200 guests in this room tonight, and that is a record for Gift of Life. We're very honored that you joined us for what will be an experience probably like no other. It's the rare opportunity to witness 3 transplant recipients meet their extraordinary, heroic donors right here, tonight, live on this stage. It brings me to the Talmudic phrase of tikkun olam, that each of us is put on this planet for the purpose of healing the world. And if you can locate that purpose, it promises for you a dimensionalized and a profound life, and hopefully a long one. By the way, we are streaming the event online so that our loved ones at home can join us, so please feel free to send a quick email or text to your friends and family with the URL. And if you need to connect to Wi-Fi, you can use the Gift of Life network here in the ballroom, and there's no password needed. Before we do anything else, I want to recognize tonight's gala chairs, Edward and Susan Blumenfeld and Wendy and Jonathan Mechanic. As we all know, their dedication and ongoing support have been instrumental to the success of this gala and to the mission of this unbelievable organization. So I would like the Blumenfelds and the Mechanics to please stand, and let's applaud them again. Yeah. "25 years ago, a quarter of a century ago, George W. Bush was in the White House. The Persian Gulf War was coming to an end. The New York Giants were the Super Bowl champions. Yes, yes. Dances with Wolves won the Academy Award for Best Picture, and I was born. No, sorry, it's a typo. I started a stint on a new television show called Law and Order. But more importantly than that, the Gift of Life was born. So please watch your videos to the right and left.
"25 years ago, Gift of Life started as you might imagine, with a gift. Jay Feinberg had leukemia and needed a bone marrow transplant. Without a registry to help, friends and family undertook an exhaustive 4-year search to find a match, with no results. But as time was running out, one last drive took place. The last person tested at the last drive was his match, and Jay was given a priceless gift. Hope, a chance, the gift of life. That 4-year struggle to find a match inspired Jay and his family to pay it forward and start Gift of Life. And now, 25 years later, through the tenets of love, kindness, and courage, that same gift has been passed on to many. 250,000 donors have been registered. 13,000 matches have been made. 3,000 transplants have been facilitated. While those are big numbers, each one represents a person, a sacred and precious life. Each one represents a family, a community. In that time, together with all of you, Gift of Life has pushed the bar higher than ever before. We are the first registry in the world to utilize cheek swabs to test donors on a large scale. We are the first registry to recruit donors online. We've held over 8,000 donor recruitment drives. We've served patients in 45 countries. Together with you, our supporters, we have accomplished wonders, and we have changed lives. But we are not done. As we celebrate our 25th year, we turn our gaze to the future. We're expanding and growing as an organization, and we are using this milestone as an opportunity to reinvigorate as we move forward. We've taken a fresh look at how we can better represent our organization in the world, and how we can more boldly sound the call to action to more people in more places. That process started by talking to the people that are the heart of Gift of Life. We talked to donors, to recipients, to contributors, to lay leaders, and to volunteers. Themes of hope, renewal, healing, and new beginnings began to shape our direction. We rejoiced in our success, but we recognized that too many people still do not get that second chance because they cannot find that one donor. It became clear that we had a duty to right this wrong, a responsibility to bring life-saving cures to everyone in need. Inside each of us exists the power to transform a life. Whether your gift comes in the form of a life-saving blood stem cell donation, or as the financial support needed to fund the testing of cheek swabs at the lab. In giving, you may find that the life that undergoes the biggest transformation of all is your own. And our gift became not something just to give, but also a rallying cry. That brings us to today. We are Gift of Life. We are on a huge mission to engage the public to help us get everyone involved, swabbed, cured. Gift of Life believes every person battling blood cancer deserves a second chance at life, and we want to make it possible. Our mission is a reflection of our commitment to advancing donor recruitment, retention, and matches in order to make our vision of finding a life-saving match for every person a reality. Together, we can make a big difference. There's no bigger gift than the gift of life. We each have the power to be a cure. All it takes is one life-changing swab and one remarkable person to spark a match. The next 25 years are going to be huge. And we need you to help us get everyone involved, swabbed, cured. Help us give the gift of life.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Gift of Life's founder and CEO, Jay Feinberg.
Good evening. Thank you, Tova, for lending your time and talent as our Master of Ceremonies this evening, and welcome all of you to Gift of Life's 16th Annual Gala. For those of you who know me, and you know I'm a perfectionist and a little OCD-ish, so the fact that the big screen behind us isn't working, I apologize, but hopefully we'll get it to work at some point. But I really thank you all for being here to celebrate this wonderful evening. You know, I think as you can see, and especially for those of you who have been here before, this is the single largest gala in our 25-year history, and we have each of you to thank for this incredible success. For many, this gala represents the first experience you have with Gift of Life, and I truly hope you're so moved by what will be incredibly magical meetings you are about to witness that it will not be your last. Many people find themselves introduced to our organization because a friend or a loved one needs a marrow or stem cell transplant. But fact is that cancer is more common, blood cancer is more common than you might think. In reality, a child or adult is diagnosed with blood cancer every 3 minutes. And for many, a transplant represents their very best hope of a cure. One of our very good friends and some of you know who this is, Howard Hirsch, actually had a transplant at Sloan Kettering just last night, and his wife, Gloria, is with us tonight, and we wish Howard a full recovery, because we're going to be putting him to work. That's what we like to do with our transplant recipients. We put them to work afterwards to pay it forward and spread the word and get more people involved. So it's always been my goal to ensure that a match can be found for every patient in need, whenever they may need one. And as you saw in the video, we have a new call to action. It's a battle cry, really, if you will. It's help us get everyone. And that's help us get everyone involved, swabbed, and most important, cured. What we call huge. This evening, thanks to you, we're one step closer to achieving this huge goal. And you may have noticed that many of the volunteers that helped you tonight when you were checking in, and people around the room, are college students. Actually, they're interns who represent Gift of Life on campuses across America, recruiting young, healthy donors into the registry. So now that will lead to my pitch that for those of you who have college-age kids who want a great internship, you know who to call. They're truly exceptional students. In fact, Izzy, I'm not sure where you are. I know you're in the front here somewhere, from GW. She's been awesome. And I really want to give a special shout out to one intern in particular, who is here with us tonight with her whole family. She's from Colby College, and her name is Grace Baldwin. You see her picture on the screen here. Grace, and you ready for this, single-handedly recruited 1,100 donors. And that's really cool, but the cooler thing is that she's on a campus of only 1,800, so she swabbed 60% of the students on her campus. And not only that, but she raised $13,000 to boot. And as you know, for a college student, that's not an easy task. On top of which today is her birthday. So happy birthday to you, Grace. And thank you so much for being our campus MVP. Now, as CEO of Gift of Life, it's my duty and privilege to recognize all the wonderful people who have played an important role in this absolutely monumental success tonight. Most notably, our honoree, Wendy Siegel. And I'd be remiss if I didn't also share that Wendy's husband, a guy by the name of Steve Siegel, is here with us tonight, for those of you who don't know him. But I have a feeling you all know him very well. Our gala chairs, the Blumenfelds and the Mechanics. Our gala committee, which will show the slide of the committee, if you will, on the screen there, who worked very hard as well. Two people who don't get the credit that they deserve because they're always in the back, in behind the scenes, but you've spoken to them on the phone. Barbie Pilpel and Mindy Ginsburg from Gift of Life. And as you can see, the decor here is absolutely incredible. It was because it was given to us this evening by Larry Scott Events, so we'd like to thank them. And someone by the name of Joe Ehrman, who played a key role in organizing the drive where Wendy's heroic donor was tested. Wendy, I can't share that with you yet. I told you it's a secret, so you have to wait a little while longer. All right. I'd also like to take a moment to introduce very quickly Gift of Life's Board of Directors, who also don't get their due at these dinners. So please join me, and if each of you will stand as I call your names, our Board Chairman, William Beagle, and our members, Warren Eisenberg, Warren, Ellen Brody, Ed Blumenfeld, Ed, Jason Ostheimer, Martin Levian, Dr. Ruth Spector, Sam Rosen, Dan Brown, Kaya Motzen, and our honorary board member, Charles Bronfman. Thanks to each of you for playing such an important role and being so dedicated in our cause. Now, I've only known Wendy and Steve Siegel for a few short years, probably not as long as many of you have. And while I wish I had known them under better circumstances, I have to say that getting to know them, even during these such trying times, have been nothing less than inspirational. I have to say, and I'm sorry I'm about to embarrass you, I've never met a couple who cares more for other people and for each other than Wendy and Steve. So let me illustrate. Wendy greets people she knows and loves, and some of you probably know this, with a handful of Hershey's Kisses when she sees them. Steve, on the other hand, greets people he knows and loves by calling them Booby. But seriously, going through a bone marrow transplant is an incredibly stressful and challenging proposition for any patient and their loved ones. And Wendy and Steve have taken it on with grace, with courage, and with a positive outlook. And I think you'll both agree, and many of the recipients here will agree, that these are a few of the key ingredients for a successful transplant. Now, preparing for this gala over the past few months, I've worked very closely with Wendy and Steve. And if you'll indulge me a bit, I'd like to share a small part of that experience with you. And no, it's not a Dean Martin roast, so don't worry, but I do have to get ready here. Ring, ring. Hi, Steve. You want to do something special for Wendy at the gala? I think that's awesome. And you want it to be a surprise. No problem. Mum's the word. Wait, I like my effects here. Ring, ring. Wendy, you want to do something special for Steve at the gala, and you want it to be a surprise. Well, my lips are sealed. Sometimes it could be later at night, in which case I have my cell phone, but it's on vibrate, so. Steve, let me guess. It's another surprise, no problem. So I think you get the drift. Before long, I was keeping a journal to remind me what I could and could not say to these two incredible people. They love each other so much, and they're so good to so many other people. So Wendy and Steve, you might have made me a little meshuggah, but I love you both and respect you both so much more than you can ever imagine. And I thank you for giving the gift of life to so many patients out there, for giving them and their families hope, and especially for being such good sports for my roast tonight. I know at some point when I'm least expecting it, I'm going to get mine in return probably. Finally, I'd like to pay respect to three people who are not here with us this evening. Gift of Life's true founders, my parents, Arlene and Jack Feinberg of blessed memory, and Becky Keller, my bone marrow donor. Becky and my parents saved more than one life when they saved mine. All the recipients in the ballroom here this evening are a testament to that. So, thank you. So I thank you all, truly, for being our partners in saving lives, and I truly hope you will enjoy tonight's magical moments that you are about to experience that are Gift of Life. Thank you.
Jay, you're a 10. It's amazing to be here. How are we doing on the sides of the room? Know that you're in. Yeah, baby. You good? You good? I care. We care. It's amazing to be in a room with 1,200 people, 600 of whom I probably know, and your parents. Yeah. And to be united by one very human common trait, which is that we all want to live. We don't want to leave the parade. So we get to share the night with people who have been fierce, inspirational warriors, and to meet the people who facilitated their survival. It's an incredible and rare privilege, and certainly one of the reasons, Wendy, why I am here tonight. And the monitor now says there's someone else here tonight I want to congratulate. My friend, Wendy Siegel. There you go. I know that she is one of the big reasons that many of us are here tonight. Tonight, Wendy is receiving the Partners for Life Award, gift of life's highest honor, and the recipients are selected based on their extraordinary passion for a gift of life and their unwavering determination to advance its life-saving mission. To paint the picture of why Wendy is being honored, we have a special treat. Wendy's friend, and my friend too, Arnold Middleman, who founded the whole theater, who founded the Coconut Grove, has penned a poem in her honor, and I'd like to invite him to the stage to share it with us tonight.
When I received the invitation to come tonight, I found myself automatically wanting to say something that would go in the journal. I submitted it because I wanted to make sure it was appropriate, and I was honored to be asked to come and read it so that it could be shared with all of you wonderful people. This is a gift and an ode to our Wendy. "Wendy, please come with us," said Peter to fair maiden, "for you belong in Neverland, where happiness is laden." But our Wendy chose to stay behind, which even for a muse is not an easy choice to make, her lost boys to refuse. For others needed her much more, those that were in danger, awaiting gifts to extend their lives, provided by a stranger. For why accept a chance for joy when others still know fears, from dangers lurking within themselves, provoking only tears? No, Wendy knew from her own life how much one needs to fight when challenged by disease that means the dying of the light. By risking all against great odds, our Wendy found a way to give back so others, not yet strong, might live another day. So Neverland will have to wait. For her work, it is not done. And friends who help must understand that she is only one of so many dedicated, united souls searching for an answer to rid our world forevermore of a plague we know as cancer. Wendy, dear, you are never alone, for your Stephen is beside you, united in a bond of love and support known only to precious few. Let's follow their lead and join together to find our Neverland, remembering your greatest gift may be in holding another's hand, answering prayers for all in need with solutions that are new, for inspired by Wendy giving back, their dreams can now come true. Thank you.
God, not bad for a beginner. Lord, was that good. We have a place where dreams are born and time is never planned. It's not on any chart. You must find it with your heart. Wendy, Wendy land. That's you, kid. Anyway, thank you, corners of the room. Oh, God, I love you. Arnold, you're magnificent. I'm sorry I couldn't come down to the Coconut Grove to be with you. I was with my own Andy. You know, Wendy doesn't just inspire poets. On Tuesday night, she inspired all of New York City. The Empire State Building shined brightly in orange, honoring Wendy, Siegel, and the life-saving work being done by Gift of Life. It was an incredible, spectacular sight, all decked out in orange to support the cause were the Helmsley Building, the Millennium Hotel in Midtown Manhattan, and the East River Plaza in East Harlem. Orange has become a symbol for the battle against leukemia, and now it also symbolizes Gift of Life through its new branding and huge call to action. Help us get everyone involved, swabbed, and cured. In January of 2012, our Wendy began experiencing symptoms that led doctors to suspect she had dengue fever. But then a bone marrow biopsy revealed that she had leukemia. And to put it mildly, she and the rest of us were in shock. Committed to battling the situation head-on, she and her remarkable husband, Stephen, began their journey to find a life-saving match. Oh, breastfeed, okay. Anyway, you ready to go, kids? All righty. So as I was saying, Wendy and Steve were trying to find this life-saving match. They did their homework, and they soon discovered, wonderfully, Gift of Life. And they met Jay Feinberg, who not only talks the talk, he walked the walk. And they learned about the donor recruitment and the matching process. When they heard that there were 13,000 untested swab kits waiting for the financial support needed to be processed, they immediately raised the funds to clear the list. Wendy said the effort was to find matches for others while still hoping one, just one, might be found for her. Wendy, along with her family and her friends, whom she refers to as her swab mob, organized recruitment drives starting in New York and ultimately expanded nationwide. And I want to tell you, Wendy, it was a privilege that you did that because you gave us an opportunity to try to help. Some of us were rejected because of age. Of course, I'm only 39 and my birth was DVD'd in color. But others, we were at least could do a mitzvah. We could do a small action to help the cause. So thank you for enlisting us and including us in such an important, simple act. Anyway, Wendy's need for a donor became more urgent, and she needed a transplant right away. In 2013, she could wait no longer, and finally a donor was found. And though he was not a perfect match, he was the closest match available. Wendy underwent her transplant at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute in Boston. Her recovery was, yeah, man, all right, Dana-Farber. Her recovery, as many of us know, was not easy, and there were severe medical challenges, but she never lost heart. She had her warrior, remember you telling me about your warrior poster at the end of your bed, that big sign. And thanks to medical genius, overwhelming support, love, and her indomitable spirit, she overcame very long odds, and I am happy to say that she is with us tonight, looking oh so beautiful in her gorgeous orange dress with a shrug. You are my hero, my darling Wendy. As a result of her personal battle, which frankly, who wants Wendy to suffer? Who wants any of us to suffer? But if you had to take your best shot and make somebody suffer, who knew that they would get a warrior like Wendy, a general, who would enlist us all in this battle against this kind of cancer? Wendy has dedicated herself to helping grow Gift of Life's registry for the benefit of others in similar circumstances. And to date, that the drives that resulted in nearly 25,000 swabs and funds raised to test them have resulted, because of Wendeloo, in 265 matches, 31 transplants, and we're still counting. God bless you. She has remained steadfast in her support of Gift of Life's most important goal, which is a match for every single patient in need. And we are in awe of you. You are inspiring to us. Your dedication, your relentless desire to live for causes greater than yourself is something to behold, my dear friend. And with that, I am thrilled and honored to have been chosen to present the Partners for Life Award to Ms. Wendy Siegel.
There needs to be a new word for gratitude. This one's worn out, not deep enough. Not going to cover the word I want to express to all of you. I'm so overwhelmed right now. Stay with me. So many things I want to say tonight to all of you. They've only given me an hour. I hope I can squeeze it all in. And I have to say, Tova, we should have talked. She gave my whole speech. So I think I'm just going to share a few thoughts with all of you. I first of all want to do a little housekeeping. There's people I really want to thank so much. I want to thank each and every one of you in the room. That's for starters. And by the way, it's a lot of talk about miracles in the world I live in. Being here is a miracle, but one miracle I want to start out with is that video wall's not working. That's a miracle. I'm so excited. If you think a bone marrow transplant is difficult, or a bone marrow biopsy, or the chemos, standing in front of a video wall with 100 of you looking out, it's just terrifying, scarier than anything. I want to thank, first of all, my wonderful, wonderful friends, John and Wendy Mechanic, and the Blumenfeld, Susan, and Edward for chairing this evening and really, really taking the charge of making this evening work. I want to thank my wonderful friend, Tova Felshu. Just look at her. She looks like a peanut. She's a petite, beautiful woman. The woman eats like a truck driver. Believe me, I know. She's had dinner at my home many times. She can eat, and she's still stunning. And Tova, I want to thank you for doing this, because I know you could have had many engagements tonight. You look very alive for a person who's on The Walking Dead. You look really amazing. I, of course, really want to thank Gift of Life, every single one of the members. I had a very special request this year for my birthday. I said to Steve, you know what I want to do for my birthday more than anything? I want to go visit Gift of Life. I really want to go see the people. I want to thank them. I really want to know what the operation is about. And for my birthday, on my actual birthday, we went down to Florida to Gift of Life, and I had the opportunity to meet everybody and to tell them, thank you for waking up every day for what you do. Thank you for working so hard so that people like me really can have a chance to really continue life. And you're all amazing there, and it's such an impressive, well-oiled machine. I had no idea it so exceeded my expectations. So I want to thank Gift of Life, and I think that video speaks so much to just how amazing. I mean, I did not even know until recently that this group, Gift of Life, was the one that started the cheek swabbing, and it's really revolutionized everything. So I really want to salute Gift of Life right now as well. You have to say it because it's where I live. It's the most important thing. I want to thank my family, my incredible siblings. I want to thank every one of them. They have been with me every step of the way. My children, Jared and Cassandra, I'm going to embarrass them and just ask them to please stand up. My new daughter, Casey. That's my new daughter as of 5 weeks ago. So, my beautiful children. And I want to thank all of you. I'm going to get to my other people later. I have a new name. My name is Nisia. It means journey. And on the day of my transplant, I took this new name. In the Jewish tradition, it's a belief that if you take a new name, it might help keep these spirits, the bad spirits, away from you. And I thought, couldn't hurt. I'm going to give that a try. And I was being wheeled down into a procedure, and this very good-looking hunk of a guy pushing my gurney said to me, "Come on, princess, are you ready to continue on your journey?" And I thought, there it is. There's the name right there. We're all on a journey, and I think it's truly what we all decide we want to make of it. You're never a hero for having an illness. An illness doesn't make anybody a hero. A hero to me is somebody who leaves this world somewhat better than the way they found it. There's so many heroes in this world, but we all get to take the opportunity to make it a better place. I have a lot of heroes in the room tonight. Each and every one of you is a hero to me for being here. You know, it's funny, I do a hospital dinner here. This December will be my 22nd year of chairing a dinner for the National Jewish Health Hospital. This feels like my bedroom, and tonight has a very different feeling. It's a little bit overwhelming to be on the stage tonight. So, my name, as I said, my new name is Nisia, and I am blood type A. That's only important because when I was born, I was blood type O, and my blood type has changed, and my date of birth, 6/17/13. So eat your heart out, Tova. I'm still younger than you. There's so many silver linings. There's two places that I can think of where you do not want to be of interest. One is with the FBI, and the other is with a medical team. My infectious disease doctors tell me constantly, the best thing you can ever be is boring. And boring is the thing that gets you home and gets you back on the road. Tova told you, on January 13th of 2012, I became one of the most interesting people ever, I'm sorry to say. I was diagnosed with AML leukemia. I thought I had dengue fever. I'm so sorry I bemoaned that, because now I say, be careful what you don't wish for. It really would have been an upgrade. And after so many treatments and so many stays in the hospital, I would say I spent I live 23 blocks from this hotel. It's taken me 4.5 years to get here. And I have to say that after so many treatments, after so many hospital stays, and so many days of isolation, and more love and faith than I ever even knew existed, you come to a very critical crossroad in your life with this disease. If you were playing golf, you would call it a mulligan. If you're on the school playground, you'd call it a do-over. And in my case, medically, you would call it the only chance you have for survival. My siblings were tested, and we found out of my 4 siblings that my brother and 1 sister were a match, and my other 2 sisters were a perfect match, and I had none. And you know, all the time when you're a young child and you think that there's a monster under your bed, there really was a monster under my bed. It was called AML, and it's been chasing me for 4 years. And it's okay, because I have to tell you that I sincerely believe that so many gifts have come out of this illness, so many opportunities that I never, ever really would have even known. And while we all try to do good things in our life, somehow all the days locked up in isolation, being alone in my room, gave me such an incredible opportunity to really just learn about myself and about the capabilities and all of the things I would be able to do. I'm so with this Gift of Life organization. It's huge. I want to be huge. I want you all to be huge with me. I want to make a tremendous difference. I take my assignment very, very seriously. Really, until we have a way of beating this disease, we've just got to keep these matches coming so that people like myself have a chance to be alive. And I think that it's so important to know that our journeys should not be measured by the amount of time that we have them, but by the things that we do on the journey, by the opportunities we have and the opportunities that we make along the way. But tonight, for those of you who know me, I can come into a room and rearrange furniture in your own living room. I can take a situation and maybe suggest a different way. I'm not a control freak at all. I'm just somebody who likes to try new things. So tonight I decided it's so much enough about me. I'd like to just do a very non-hostile takeover of this room and of the honoring tonight. There's some real heroes in this room, and I would like to just mention them to you all if you would indulge me. I have a pretty impressive group at my table tonight. Tonight I'm sitting, oh, sorry for one moment. Did you? I challenge is one of my new outcomes. Okay, no, my toolbox. Yeah. Sorry.
Where's Wendy's toolbox? Wendy is looking for her toolbox. This is so strange. Okay. X-rated.
Never mind. Thank you. I just want to share a thought with you all. Thank you, Jim. Thank you so much. This is just an ordinary toolbox. Home Depot, $7.99. Plastic, lightweight, and I know by tomorrow every woman in this room is going to be having one. And the greatest news is it comes in black, which for New York women is really something special. I got a toolbox and I thought about it over and over again, and I realized that now was the time that I was going to have to trade in a jewel box for a toolbox. I had to turn my life over to this disease in terms of my time out, so much time in the hospital, so much time in isolation, and I decided that the best way I was going to get through this journey was to re-equip my life. As many of you know, I used to do electrical and mechanical engineering professionally, and I had a new journey. I took out my voltmeter, I took out my wire cutters, I took out my screwdrivers, and I filled this box with a lot of new things that have really helped me along the way. I just want to tell you, it's made an incredible difference in my journey. I have many different things in here. One of the things in here is I carry my mantras. One of my mantras, my daughter tells me my best one, is that you don't get to choose the assignment that you get. You do get to choose how you will handle it. And that's become one of the most important things that I live by. I think it's true. You've all seen that commercial, Bob, heart attack at 2:45, and the over voice says, you never really get that memo. You don't get the memo about what's coming. It's true for all of us. Life is going to bring to us what it does, but it's what we do when we get the assignment that's going to matter. My other favorite mantra is warrior, as you've heard from Tova. Very special friends of mine had an oil painting made for me with the words warrior on it. It's right here. It was at the foot of my bed every day of my life for 4 years, and it still remains at the foot of my bed now. And it reminds me every day that I've made the choice to be a warrior. No one is going to decide for me. No one's going to tell me if I'm capable. I choose that, and I am a full-on warrior. I will carry on my life to the best of the God-given choice. I will do everything I can to help make the disease different. And in here, I have certain things. My lens cleaners, they are for cleaning my eyes so that every time I go back in isolation, I redo my wallpaper. I always have something beautiful to look at. I take that with me wherever I go. These are all the choices of things that you get to have that are up to you. So I love my toolbox. It's just a suggestion for wherever you go. Make a toolbox and keep it. Nope. Nothing to applaud about that. I also want to talk about a few people that are true heroes to me. This is where the non-hostile takeover of the night comes. I want to honor a few people this evening. Please just give me one moment to do that. tonight sitting at my table, three very, very special people that I would like to mention. When I started this journey in January of 2012, I felt like I was the #1 Harvard law student who graduated. I came into the hospital thinking that I was told I had dengue fever, so I didn't come in with the doctor, and therefore I had to decide the team that I would choose to take me through on this journey. And I more or less had the process of interviewing doctors, and in came Dr. Luis Isola. And Dr. Isola, everybody was masked when they came into my room, and Dr. Isola came in, he spoke to me, he was kind, he was thoughtful, so smart, and very sweet. And I said to him, could you take your mask off and let me see your face? He took his mask off, I took one look at him, and I said, you're gonna be my doctor. And I stayed with Dr. Isola all the way to my transplant. It was a very, very hard decision to leave him. And I want to thank him because I wouldn't even have made it to the journey thus far. I also gave him one assignment. Please get me to my daughter's graduation. I said, I know my life as I know it is over, but please get me to my daughter's graduation from January to June. And that might sound like an easy task, but when you have all the in-between fevers and all of the things that can go on wrong in between, I had MRSA, I had sepsis, you name it, I had it. I mean, it's just an incredible process. And that man got me to my daughter's graduation somehow, and he's amazing. He still treats me now. He treats me now. And I want to tell you that there's rules in this disease. When you have a certain temperature, you have to be on your way to the hospital. When you have certain symptoms, you have to be calling your doctor. It's very hard to think about calling your doctor at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. He answers his phone like it's 3 in the afternoon. It's always a pleasure. He always makes me feel like it's okay and always makes me feel safe. You've been an incredible, if I could say, partner on this highway, Dr. Luis Isola, and you are truly one of my heroes. And for that, I have a medal, but rather than take the time, I'm going to bring them down. I have a medal for you, my hero. And my doctor, second doctor, Dr. Robert J. Seufer. Dr. Seufer is from Dana-Farber Institute. Dr. Seufer is the doctor that did my bone marrow transplant. And I have to tell you, you kind of get, excuse the expression, married to these doctors. I mean, you really get into each other's lives where it's just almost an everyday process, so much of the journey. And the fact that I love their wives, Stacy and Margaret, is really very spectacular. But I want to say that Dr. Seufer, for such a tough journey, for such a hard road, for something that had so many unpleasant visits, so many tough deliveries of information that had to be given to me, so many days that I just didn't get the news I wanted to get. You somehow made it so bearable and so possible. And I would look at him over and over again and I would say, are we out of options? And as long as he told me no, I just had the strength to keep going. And I have to say, there's something very incredible. I said to Dr. Seufer one day, you're truly one of my heroes. And he said, I'm not a hero. This is what I've chosen to do. I say, bullshit. You're a hero, my friend. You are a full-on hero. You are Dr. Isola. And the fact that you choose in one of the hardest areas of medicine to wake up every day of your life to make this world a better place for patients like me, to give us the hope and the possibility of survival is so outstanding and so extraordinary. And you are heroes, and I want to thank you as well, Robert. Thank you so much. And I have to mention my doctor of spirituality and metaphoric living and of complete wisdom, my rabbi, Peter Rubenstein. Peter Rubenstein, even if you're not Jewish, get a rabbi. It's a really great thing. Peter, you're a friend, you're a rabbi. You and Carrie are extraordinary people in my life. But I can't tell you how many times Peter would just come and talk to me and give me some metaphor about something going on in my life that just really made me understand that life still had its depth, its beauty, and its possibilities. Peter, we've had so many discussions. It's just kind of amazing. And I thank you for the love and for all the support you have given me and my family along the way. I have an amazing table, right? And to my children who just never, with question, were there for me. They said, Mom, you go anywhere you want to go in this country, we will be there for you. And I have to tell you that just their love and their support has been amazing. The easiest part about this disease is having it. It really is. The hardest part is watching your family try to be there for you. And I have an extraordinary family, my siblings. My sister Vicky's here. I mean, it's an amazing. My sister offered to get into a hazmat suit when I had to have a very tough treatment in the ICU. She did not want to leave me, and they kind of really had to bodily remove her from the room. That's a sister. And I have to tell you all, it's been an astounding journey. And yet again, I say, it's just been full of gifts. It's, I think, more about the gifts than anything negative I can really think about. I really had an entire speech here. And Tova, you said so much of what I wanted to say. But I think the most important thing I want to tell you all is that there's so much reality to love and faith and believing in yourself. There's so much that I can't tell you all. Your love, each and every one of you in the room. And if I don't know you personally, I hope I will get to know you. I really, really am so grateful for everybody being here and for making a difference. Selling out this room was, first of all, if you're in the room, I guess you're lucky because there were no seats left. And I thank you. I thank you so much, everybody. So the last person I want to mention, leaning over thinking I'm just not going to say a word. Got to talk for a minute about my husband, Stephen B. Siegel. The man is a game changer. There was a book, a real estate book written about 9 legends. One of the 9 legends happened to be my husband, and they referred to him as the game changer. And I have to tell you, he truly is. I mean, this is not a disease you get, and if you're lucky enough that you could ever really take this journey alone. My husband has been with me every single step of the way. He moved to Boston with me. He ate au bon pain for about 365 days collectively. If you ask him how long we've been married, he'll tell you it's been 62 years. It's not. It's really been more than 3 decades, but he exaggerates because he says it's like dog years. If you've been through what we've been through together, it counts differently. And yet, there still isn't a Saturday night where he and I, our favorite date is just movies and dinner, even alone. So, Stephen, I literally could not have survived this without you. There's just no way. No way. And I know my family would never want me to be sorry. I'm sorry they've been through so much, but I thank them. I thank them for being there with me. I love you. You can even come up if you want. I didn't even know they had a monitor here. I could have just put it all up there. No. Come here, sweetie. Am I lucky? The guy is awesome. And while I have the chance, before I completely fall apart, I want to tell you that there's one more hero in this room. This is the true hero. My donor. I know I'm going to meet him in a little while. I know I'm not going to be able to speak probably. And I had the incredible accidental fortune of meeting his wife this evening, which was not supposed to happen. She was literally standing there, Sarah, and she looked at me and I looked at her and I said, "Do I know you?" She said, "No." I said something and she said that she is my donor's wife. And I felt it so deeply, and you're going to all get to meet her in a little while. He's the true hero of the night, someone who just makes that decision to go and get swabbed, knowing that they have the opportunity and the possibility of giving life to someone. And because he decided on that one day to go and get swabbed, the miracle of me standing here is now. And I think it's really fair to say, almost impossible to express the feelings I have knowing that I'm going to be standing before another human being that made that decision to get swabbed, to give their cells to me, and to give me that possibility of life. So I guess at the end of this all, this really is about a love story to each and every one of you for being here this evening, for being our friends, for being in our world, for being in our life. So grateful to each and every one of you. So many of you came from so far away. Really, it means so much to us. It means so much to our family. Thank you for the effort. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. I hope you all only know this from the other side. Just get someone to give a swab today. Clear a swab today. Thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing the love with us so much. I love you all very much. Thank you. Next, Tova.
She's my hero.
Okay. Wendy, I'm so happy I said half the things you wanted to say because it forced you off text, and you were fantastic. Fantastic. So, my darlings, and particularly the tables at the ends of this room, we have one more special. Yes, sweetheart. Yes, what about you over there? Let's hear it. Yeah, okay, excellent. We have one more special award before we break for dinner. To present this award, please welcome Jay Feinberg back to the stage.
Okay, so I'll make this brief so we can all enjoy dinner. But it's very important to mention, and I can speak from experience, and Wendy said it very eloquently, no patient can get through a bone marrow transplant. In fact, some transplant centers won't even take a patient if they don't have caring loved ones to help them through that process. No patient can make it through it without a caring, loving caregiver and family. So tonight, we would like to present a special award to Steve Siegel for Best Supporting Husband in the role of patient advocate and caregiver. Steve.
So we're going to eat in a second. Way to go, Steve Areno. I know you've received hundreds of awards, Stephen, but I bet you don't have this one displayed on your office yet. Wendy and Steve, you are loved. And I certainly, from my heart and from 1,200 hearts in this room. Wendy's donor, whom you will meet in the second half of our program, saved a life. He changed a life. It's awe-inspiring to think that within all of our DNA, each of us has the power to save a stranger in need. Of course, having that power won't help you if you're not in the registry. Or as my mother Lily would have said, if you're not in the registry. So, if you haven't joined yet, and here is Lily again, what are you waiting for? You can do it tonight. There is a table in the lobby, and all you have to do is get your cheek swabbed. Now that should be fun. Get your cheek swabbed. We're about to break for dinner, but before we do, I am thrilled to announce that Wendy and Stephen have joined forces with their good friends and our great allies, Mitzi and Warren Eisenberg, and together the Siegels and the Eisenbergs have generously offered to match dollar for dollar every gift made here tonight up to $100,000. Okay. Thank you, Wendy and Stephen. Thank you, Mitzi and Warren, for your generous, ongoing, remarkable support. You will notice that there is a donation envelope. Well, I had one, but maybe Nin, you can get me one. There's a donation envelope at your table. Please take a moment to fill one out. Don't be shy, because if you are, I will confiscate your chicken. Your gift will help us test more swabs and save lives. During the break, you can give your envelope to any Gift of Life volunteer, and in return, you will get one of these, a Gift of Life wristband that reads, "Go Orange for Wendy." You will have your wristband. For those of you who are watching live stream and not wolfing down your first course, we're not leaving you out. You can go to gol.org/Gala16, make a contribution. Any multiple of 18 is welcome, 18,000. 1,800, 180. Now it's time for dinner, but stay with us because Wendy and 2 other transplant recipients will soon be meeting their heroic donors. God bless you, and B'tei Avon.